Hello, everyone, and welcome to the recap of day two in the Sarah Boone case. This case has gone way faster than I suspected. I know a lot of people are saying we don't feel the state is doing enough. I feel they have been doing really well. I feel they don't need to go into way more detail. They don't need to put way more out there. And as Mo said yesterday, I think they have an eye on the jury so they can feel, nah, it'll be fine. There's no reason to try and exaggerate, try to go any deeper with all of this because we got them, which probably is smart because I hate long cases. I feel especially prosecutors have a tendency to over introduce evidence. But day two, day two will be the day mostly remembered for that horrendous video ending with the we saw the videos of the suitcase of George begging for his life and Sarah drunk as a skunk making fun of him. I said this when this case started. All you need to do in this case is play 3 videos. Well, for my sake, the fourth, but just the part where she's straddling the bush. The 2 suitcase videos, and then the interrogation where she admits to doing it 10 times. Do that, turn to the jury and say, case closed. That's what I thought would be enough to land this case. Of course, you have to put in the evidence. They have done their due diligence. Everything has been presented. I thought they have told a good story. It's linear. Could they have gone further? Could they have attacked Sarah more? Yes. But every time you attack a defendant, there is a little bit of a risk that you might humanize her in the eyes of the jury, that you might get them to feel a little bit sorry for Sarah. So I think the state has chosen the correct strategy, fast, to the point. We had the ME yesterday talking about his injuries, that it was positional asphyxiation, which means his body was so compressed he couldn't oxygenate his blood. It's a slow, painful, scary way to go. In the end, though, you just fall asleep. That's the only positive you can say about it. And possibly because he's been in panic, he has been hyperventilating, making it even faster. So his time suffering in the suitcase has probably been cut shorter because of the circumstances. And in a bad situation, if you want to find something positive, it is that in the end, he just passed out. The defense tried to, I didn't get that entirely. Well, they tried to talk about his heart condition. It wasn't a heart attack that killed him, it was asphyxiation. They talked about, well, could it be this? Could it be that? Kind of alluded that Brian Boone maybe could have done something. They went like they did with the lady taking pictures of the house, tried to imply that the police didn't do what they were supposed to do, and that's why there's reasonable doubt. But again, you are up against those videos, and I don't think you can overcome those videos. My opinion, I know a lot of you in chat thinks they should have gone all out, gone full Lally, 3 weeks of presenting everything. I like clear, concise, to the point cases. But we are all different. I don't know which is the right one, which is the wrong one. I still think no matter what you do, the 2 videos we get will be the hammer on the nail. Because we had the lead detective come in, they played the 2 videos. And again, I have listened to them before. I normally don't listen to them. Listening to the send off on the long video where she's just saying, it's so chilling. It's it's worse than you think when you hear it, I believe. If we've been talking a lot about it, well, you can do this, you can do that. But just her saying to me, it turns my guts. It's really, really bad. We also got her interview video where she admits to doing it multiple times. So, what, if any, defense can you come up with after this? Well, we'll find out today because Sarah will be taking the stand today. The state indicated they need maybe 30 minutes when to wrap up the lead detective. The defense indicated they need 35 minutes to wrap up with her. They're trying to go and imply that they coerced her, that Sarah wasn't willingly at the room and they tricked her or something like that. It's not going to work. I don't believe anything can conquer those two videos. I just can't see it. I couldn't see past it if I was on the jury. Her drunkenly sitting there saying, "That's what you get for shaking me." And again, we have seen Sarah is a notorious liar. The wine bottles. She keeps claiming, "Oh, I don't drink. I can't drink. I won't drink. I had maybe a glass of wine, maybe two or three. I can have 4 glasses of wine and I'm still fine. But I have to be up because I have to take care of Lucas and I have to do all of that." Compared to 2 massive bottles of wine found in the trash. Bottles of wine bought that day at Publix. We also saw the Publix video where they're buying the wine. So already the jury knows Sarah is a liar. Sarah is a horrible person. Sarah didn't care her boyfriend was dying right in front of her. They saw in the interview everything she's worried about is herself. And Sarah will be taking the stand maybe 10, maybe 10:30 today Eastern Standard Time. So no matter what you're doing, you probably want to see this. Maybe you can see it tomorrow. This will be, in my opinion, an absolute clustermuck. Sarah will be narrating. Well, that's good for the defense attorney because then she won't be lying and he will know she's lying. But he can't guide her. We see this in many cases when the defendant testifies. The defense attorney kind of guides him. Okay, you need to go down this route. You need to go down this route. Remember to say this word, that word, whatever word. Sarah, the most obnoxious woman on the planet, will get to testify in narrative form. She will be thinking on her feet. And her thinking on her feet skills, to me, she's not drunk now. She's corpus mentis. But her thinking on her feet skill is kind of like my ability to withstand candy. It's not existent. She will be trying to spin a yarn about abuse and how she tried to help him. It was so hard. She'll probably do the same she did in the interview, cry at all the wrong times. We always talk about, well, we don't know how people show grief. But if you watch the interview, I was out with a tummy problem last night, so I could see it without being a commentator on it. And I just noticed every time she cries, it's because it's Sarah was a saint. Sarah was so good. Sarah is the bestest person in the planet. She did so much for everyone, and no one loved her for it. We will see that on the stand today. And the second the cross examination start, they have probably told her, Sarah, deep breaths, don't get up riled. Drunky the bear will show up today at court, like we saw in the interview. And I think it's going to be wonderful in the same way as watching a car crash. You can't look away, even though you shouldn't. So join us today a little before 9 Eastern, where Jamie, Mo, and I will be covering this again. Sarah Boone will take the stand. And a last little thing before I go. Could you please help me get Mo in the deep end to 4,000 subscribers? We are 30 away. 30 people needs to go subscribe to Mo. I know this video will have at least 5 who didn't subscribe to Mo already. Could you please help me get Mo to 4,000 before this case ends? It would mean a lot to me, and it would mean even more to her. She is a wonderful person who really puts a lot into all she does, and let's give her that little bit of recognition. She deserves it. So if you wouldn't mind, please, Mo in the Deep End here on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description. Thank you so much if you would go help me get her to 4,000. See you at 9.